Welcome to the I Ching Cafe. My name is Belinda Dunstan, and it is wonderful to have you here with me for our weekly I Ching overview. This time for the week commencing the 25th of March 2024. So before we get into what this week is all about, what our focus is being drawn to, let, of course, as always, reflect back last week, what was happening. Oh my word, we had that Hexagram 18 work on what has been spoiled. We had the process of tidying up the garden, sorting out the trash, right? Sorting out the weeds, clearing out the clutter, the decay, the corruption, the things that have been left to seed, okay? Things that have been left and now require our attention. And so no doubt something significant from last week was drawing your mind, drawing your focus into where there is chaos in your life and your business and your team. Coupled with that, we had Hexagram 39 obstruction, the stopping, okay? Recognizing that when a stop sign comes, we must listen to it and recognize that bashing our head against that boulder in the road is not going to get us where we need to get to. What we need to do is invite helpers, find creative ways around the obstruction. So I very much experienced this energy this week, especially 18, work on what has been spoiled. I dipped into areas that I thought were well cared for. And what did I find? Chaos that I hadn't picked up. And I was really annoyed at myself. And I thought, be at peace, Belinda. 18. You know the weeds are there. Just sort them out. Put in the effort. Don't get caught up in the emotion of it. Just get it done. And indeed, I did. So for you, what was the chaos you were sorting out last week? What were the things that were calling to your attention, even though they were frustrating and tiring, but needed to get done? And of course, what was that stop sign, the obstruction? What process has become so stuck, so obstructed, that the only way to move forward is to find a different way forward? If there's anything that came up for you, please do share in the comments. Lovely to hear from you. Right, this week, we're at the last week of March. What is the I Ching asking us to pay attention to? And we have this week Hexagram 5, waiting. We have certainly had this hexagram lots of times. And as you know, this hexagram is all about recognizing that the thing that we are wanting to bring into our now, okay, the thing that we've been waiting for, the project, the opportunity, the new customer, the cash, the yes, the door to open, whatever it is that we've been working towards and waiting for is on its way. Okay, we can see the clouds accumulating on the horizon and the wind is bringing them towards us, but it's not yet here. And working with this hexagram draws our attention, our focus, to where we are needing patience and to trust the process, right? I'll share with you that saying in time and on time. And it's a wonderful way of when we're feeling that frustration and that pressure, what we want is not here. Okay, in time and on time. Be at peace. Be patient. Be in your center, all right? That lovely story of a Buddhist monk saying to a Westerner, when you guys have a shower, why don't you stay in the shower when you shower? Because we're not really physically in the shower. We're like somewhere else. Our minds are already on the to-do list. We're not really present. And this hexagram really draws our attention away from the future that we see that we don't have now, into the present, into our bodies, into the moment, and drawing our attention and our focus to the most important thing that we can do when we are in a waiting period. Yes, prepare. Okay, so this energy of waiting is by no means passive, right? This is not pull the duvet over or the blanket and just go back into la la land. No, there is work to be done because the rains are coming. This is the story. The rains are coming. And if we haven't built our aqueducts, our irrigation systems, our dams, our capture systems of how when this wind comes in, right, or this thing that we've been wishing for, when it comes in, what on earth do we do with it? Have we prepared and got ready that we can work with what comes, with the abundance, with the outcome, with the new project, whatever it is we've been wishing for? Can we work with it, or do we squander it because we are not ready? We haven't thought ahead. We haven't planned. We haven't put in the preparation work to capture the moment and to maximize it, what it can do for ourselves and for others. And that was what this week is drawing our attention to. Maybe, given that last week we had this sorting out the chaos story, right? That part of this waiting process is building upon that, because to build a whole irrigation system when you have a forest in the way, right? Problem. We need to clear out what's there before we can build anew. I'm not advocating clearing out forests, but the analogy works, right? So we clear out the old weeds and get the land ready so that we can build and prepare the irrigation system onto that land. So perhaps whatever we were cleaning out last week was preparation work for the preparation work for the work. Okay, so our attention is, what can we do to prepare? I would suggest that as a strategy for this week, you sit down with yourself or your team, if you work with your team in this way, and say to them, what is the thing we're wishing for that's not yet here, that we wish was here, that we've been working for, that we really want, that we feel frustrated about? Go wherever that emotion of frustration is. It's not here. I don't have an answer. I don't have a solution. I don't have the thing I want. I don't have the thing I need. Oh, so much emotion. Go into that and say, where's the frustration? Okay, because that's going to give you a clue as to where this waiting energy is pushing buttons. And then say to yourself and to others, what do we need to prepare for this thing, assuming it's coming? All right? What are we missing? Have we really thought of everything that we need to have in place? The right people, processes, technology, right? If you think of it from a business point of view, are all those boxes ticked? All right? Are we ready for when the floodgates open and that nourishment comes down the river, bursts from the sky? Are we ready to capture the moment? And if not, this week is a great opportunity to really dial into the thing that is most important to do that. So we have one changing line this week, 6th position, right at the top. That's the energy of culmination and fulfillment. And this line reads a little bit like something you would expect from Hexagram 29, the abysmal. And it says that we've been going down is the pit, and it's just a challenge, right? And just when you think, right, that's it, right, we're in the bottom of the pit, that's it. We are donezo here, okay? Help comes. Unexpected, uninvited guests arrive. There's a mention of 3. Okay, so you might have 3. But the idea is symbolically that we get stuck in the pit, we get stuck in the dead end, we get stuck in maybe the process of stress around waiting, or feeling like we're waiting and waiting and waiting. It's the final hour. Why hasn't it happened yet? Why hasn't that cash cleared in the account? And we get to that final moment where you think, well, that's it. We've now lost it, right? This is a disaster. And help comes. I'm making it quite dramatic, okay? Doesn't necessarily mean it's the end. Okay, we have to look at the I Ching language and just dial it back and look for interpretation in our lives. We don't all face an imminent crisis of doom this week, and I hope that's not for you either. So, where do we find we're stuck, and we just, the waiting is driving us crazy. This is all our reached ahead. There's nothing we can do to mitigate this issue. And then help comes. But they're uninvited guests, people who arrive, unsolicited help. Okay. We have the tendency, when unsolicited help comes, to see it as a threat. And there are other changing lines that says, the help that comes is not for you. But this one, the help comes to sort it out, to bring relief, to bring transition and culmination. And our task is to embrace the help, right? Is to work with it and to be open to it, stay focused on what it is that we are here to do, and to be open to how the uninvited guests, the unexpected guests come to bring help. Okay. So where did it lead? What is our second hexagram, or our relating hexagram, or what we could think of as our path to victory this week? Well, it is the same as the hexagram for the month of March, hexagram 9, the small Tames. So what an interesting process here that we started the month, okay, with hexagram 9 as our first hexagram for the whole of March. And here we double back to it, right? We come right back and we connect the dots. As we wrap up March, we come back to hexagram 9, the small Tames, or the small accumulates. This is the string of beads, okay, with every little bead being a little thing that we have to do, that we string on, and we don't really quite realize that as we are taking each bead and working it through, that we're actually stringing them together. And what we're doing is a complete picture, okay? Once we finish all the small little tasks, right, they actually become a whole creation, a complete circle. And that's what this hexagram really tries to bring to our awareness, is that the small things accumulate to the great, right? By doing the little things, by paying attention to every little task that comes towards us, greatness comes together, manifests and brings it all together. So we are delving into the detail. We are giving power to the little things, which might also feel like an overwhelming amount of little things rushing at us, all little things that seem unrelated, but they're the string, right? All the beads are going on and we can't quite see how the picture's being created, but it is. So we've got to love the little things. As little small weird niggly things come into your dashboard this week, say, bless you little thing, thank you for giving me something to focus on. I trust that in time and on time, this process is what it is, and that by giving everything its due attention and love and care, every little small thing, whether it's a piece of paper or it's a letter or it's a admin task or it's a quick coffee, whatever that is, okay, whatever task we're engaging in the world around us, they all accumulate to something great. And let's give them the love and care that the little things deserve. That is our week as we wrap up March. If you'd like to, perhaps go and rewatch the March overview as we look at the small Tames, all right, and the gentle, moving that sand in one grain of sand at a time. That by doing one thing at a time, we move mountains, and the power of the gentle to triumph. Thank you so much for being here with me for this episode. If it was useful to you, insightful, thumbs up, a like would be great. And of course, if you're new to the channel or the podcast, subscribe, hit the bell or the follow button to get new episodes into your app as they land. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you very soon for our April overview. What awaits us for April? See if you can start tuning in to the flows of change coming our way for the month ahead.